I heard from a local that someone was seen coming out of under a bridge area. I'm gonna follow up on it. As I parked in that parking lot, I saw a cave on this side. Because I want to check out the cliffs here. I'm going light. All I have is my sidearm and a couple cameras, just so I can move quickly. Big metal structure out there. Gonna get back to the Jeep, drive down to the horse pond, and get my kayak in the water. Scanning the shore here. It's always a better view from the water. It's kind of a crevice there, but not very deep. Some deer on the shore. See, there's the path I was on. There's the power lines. There's that cliff I was walking along, and then there's the RV park up above. Don't really see any other cave type openings along that cliff face. Does look like a path right there beneath the RV park. Yeah, like I said, anything that's put down that cliff would go straight into the water. No doubt. Hey everyone, so I had to cancel my hike for today. We were gonna go closer to the Ben Hill area, but it looks like TBI sent my tip about the river search to Sullivan County, and the detective just called me to meet them over there at the bridge, so I'm gonna go do that today. I might record some of the divers going in, searching. I'm not gonna stand there with a camera the whole time. Those guys are doing their work. Just might get a clip or so. But today I'm just going to show them the location in the water that I believe I was scanning. And they're going to send divers down there and see what it is. It's kind of a mixed bag. I obviously hope that it's something so that a family gets closure, whatever that is. On the flip side, part of me almost hopes that it's nothing. I just hate when it's nothing, that you know, you end up wasting time, law enforcement time and the diver's time, and I hate doing that. I told the detective on the phone, I just don't like giving tips, because you know, you don't want to be the boy who cried wolf. But the video was just too creepy, too defined. It was just too many things to ignore, and they saw the video. I sent them the video. This is the next day, and they've called me. They want to meet out there just after noon, so they must see it as being something important enough to check out. So I'm just gonna go down there, show them where it is, and we'll see what happens. So they made several passes and couldn't find it, which I guess might mean it was a rock formation, but I watched them go 3-4 times back and forth, different depths, and they didn't find anything. So that's it for this one. I need to share what's going on, because I haven't had a whole lot of time lately. There's been a lot happening. Haven't gotten a lot of sleep last night, so I'm just going to fly through this so I can document everything that's happening. After the divers didn't find anything, I reviewed my footage again. I noticed that I had gone, with the camera, I had gone down and up on the other, and my camera, basically my kayaking camera, had floated. I know the divers had only searched really one. I hadn't gone all the way under and all the way through, and so I knew that they missed it. There was an object down there they had to have seen if they went over the right area. I knew they missed it. So I had been put in touch with someone, thankfully, who's a former Navy SEAL. He had done many tours. He had a long career. Had done bomb removal dives and recovery dives over his lifetime, and was very familiar with underwater footage. Thankfully, I was put in touch with him, but I shared the video clip, the unedited video clip, with him. He analyzed it and called me that night and talked to me through what he saw. And I had only seen the object the first time that looked suspicious because it was weighted down. What I saw, but I didn't see the human remains there. Once he was done talking through it with me, I clearly saw it. I kind of wish I had not seen it, because I can't get the image seared out of my brain. I couldn't sleep last night because I kept thinking about it. It was so obvious to me once I saw it. Thankfully, Ed was willing to talk to the lead, the dive team lead. I sent him the brightened clip, the brightened version, so he could see it more clearly, and they talked through it, and Ed thankfully was able to have Alan, the dive team lead, see. He agreed that was what it was, and so they are thankfully going out again. I can't post any of this until they've finished and recovered and everything is said and done, so that there's not a whole bunch of the public out there while they're diving. Tomorrow I'm hoping they call me so I can show them where I floated, exactly where I floated. Really hoping they call me, but they might just go out there and dive without me. I don't know. One way or another, we're going to find out tomorrow. Maybe we'll find out tomorrow. And once it's said and done, I'm going to put this all together. Eventually I'll share the story with all of you. for now, I just wanted to document what's happening right now, and we're just waiting on the second dive. And hopefully they find it. All right, everyone, so this is going to be probably a pretty quick conclusion because we haven't gotten the kind of resolution that I would like to get in this case, but we don't want to keep just kind of stringing people along and to wait for basically to see the evidence we found. So I wanted to put this out there so you can see kind of why TBI and Sullivan County considered it important, what the evidence looked like, that it was significant enough that they sent divers out. The end of this story was interesting because we, as I mentioned, the lead of the dive team decided to go out a second time after talking to our former Navy SEAL contact who talked him through the video. He saw what he believed was human remains as well, so decided to go out there and take a second look. Things were a little strange this second time. I wasn't working with the detective anymore. He stopped reaching out to us. I assumed the lead diver was working with the police, but after a while, things happened that made me realize he probably wasn't anymore, that the police had gone out the first time and called it good. And I think Alan, the dive team lead, had decided to kind of go out on his own and take a second look with, I think, one other person. I was hearing a lot of this stuff secondhand, not directly, because Alan didn't always communicate with me. He started communicating with the Navy SEAL, the former Navy SEAL. So I was hearing parts of it. Things were feeling weird. He didn't want me out there, which I was told by friends who had worked with law enforcement that's not usually how that works, because the person that has seen something or witnessed something is usually worked with directly and brought out there and asked, where were you exactly? Where did you drift? How far offshore you were? He was just going on the video alone. I was never asked how far off the shore I was. But he decided to go out there on his own, wouldn't tell me when, didn't want me out there. So didn't want anyone out there other than him and one other diver. So when he went out, he said he had dove, I think using a grid, but I wasn't there this time, so I can't tell you what they did or how thorough they were. Just that he did find the object we saw in the video, which you saw was sort of like a cloth or a tarp with stones on top or some heavy blocks on top. And he claimed that the objects and everything that we were seeing and the Navy SEAL had said he believed was human remains, and the retired Army sergeant we work with said she believed it was human remains. Other professional divers we showed it to said, oh yeah, they were convinced too. Alan came back and said that they were really weird rock formations, apparently. So at this point, we could just accept his word for that. But again, when I realized he wasn't working directly with law enforcement anymore, and he never followed up with me, actually. He communicated what he didn't find through the former Navy SEAL, and he didn't really talk to me about it anymore. It made me a little uneasy about taking that and just ending things on that note. So I wanted to go back out and just double check that he had found the right object. This time I have a new pole. I have a new camera, a GoPro 12, that lets me review the footage while I'm filming, while I'm recording, which is really nice because now I can direct the camera where I need to, and when I see the object, I can go toward it, go closer to it, and really zoom in and kind of scan the rock formation, if that's what it is. I can't drop it at this point. Not seeing it firsthand, it's just, I guess, the skeptic in me. I need to see it. I need to double check to see what it looks like. It's been weeks now. Who knows if it's been disturbed or what it is. Could just be a rock formation. And so that's why I'm putting this out there. I want you all to kind of see why we took this seriously, why TBI took this seriously, why the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office took it seriously. I've showed the portion of the underwater footage that I can without giving away the exact location. I think people can guess the general vicinity of the river that I was in. But again, my search in this case was along the whole shore, a big area. So I'm not too concerned about anybody knowing the general area I was in, but I've been trying to go back. It's not going to be as simple as just going back. I need the wind to be perfect, maybe an anchor for a kayak. Luckily, the viewer who submitted the initial tip has family with a boat, so they've agreed to kind of take us out there, anchor right in that location, and just let me take the time I need still to kind of put my camera in the water and get a closer look again at that location. Odds are pretty good. Alan was telling the truth, and I don't see why he wouldn't. It was a very, very strange coincidence that on the exact Sunday afternoon, that he was searching for human remains where we spotted them, or we thought we spotted them. That same afternoon, human remains were discovered in Kingsport. It was crazy because I was waiting for news that afternoon about human remains being found, because I found out that evening that the search had been done on Sunday. So on Monday, I was just waiting and waiting. And when the news came out, human remains were found, I immediately assumed that it was the search and that he had kind of, made up not finding anything just to protect whatever he found. Turned out to be another case, which is just a surreal coincidence. I'm still blown away that it happened on the same exact afternoon, but I guess that's the case. But again, I'm going back eventually, but with a boat, and just to take another look with the camera. Maybe nothing. We'll see what we see, but for now, I just wanted to put this out there, let you all know what we've been working with for the past 2 or 3 weeks. Why Police Divers were out there a couple weeks ago with me looking for something. I hope you can see why it was considered important enough by TBI and the Sheriff's Office to investigate. But I think at this point, seeing that many resources, searching, I think from now on, the approach I'm going to take is, instead of immediately going to TBI or police, thankfully we now have contacts. We have divers who are willing to come anytime we find something this significant. They're willing to come down and help us out. So until I learn to dive myself and can get in close with a body cam and film it close up and verify that what we see is what it is, I'm not going to report it to law enforcement. I want to get really good confirmation from now on, 100%. We're confident that it's something, so we can put a buoy there, put a marker. That way police don't even have to search. They can just go to where we marked it and find what we found. I think that's going to be our approach from now on. I think it's more professional and it's careful, and we won't be reporting things that are less likely to be nothing, if you know what I mean. More likely to be something important if we can verify it better. So that's the plan going forward. Hope this kind of gave you all a feel for what we've been going through the past few weeks. Unfortunately, it looks like it may be nothing. Again, I'm going to verify, but it's been a long 3 or 4 weeks here, and I'm just kind of glad we're at the tail end of it. And once I get one more confirmation, I think we're going to be done with this one and done with this location. So thank you all for following these part 1, part 2 of this search. It was a long search, definitely covered a lot of ground and a lot of water. Thank you all for coming along. Appreciate you watching us every week, and we'll see you next time.